You're asking me to be your girlfriend with bread in your mouth, just talking. Don't leave me my girlfriend. Hey guys, and welcome back to the channel. I hope everyone's doing okay and everyone is doing well. Another day, another Love Island review. Guys, I know it looks like it's Friday. It's because it is Friday, so ignore the attire. Right after this, we going to sleep, honey. But yeah, guys, another day, another Love Island review. You guys know we also have 2 more reviews left, so Sunday and also Monday, which is the season finale. I'm thinking if maybe instead of us doing our usual lives on Sundays, maybe we should just do a live for Monday, because that will just wrap up the entire season. What do you guys think? I think that'll make the most sense rather than a live on Sunday. And you guys also know as well, our Love is Blind reviews. I started watching it and I'm going to start filming for it this weekend. So yeah, we're still going to be here, guys, just on a new show. But yeah, I hope everyone's doing okay and everyone is doing well. Yeah, a lot for us to discuss today, because today's episode was a bit, yeah. If you watched it, you would know, like, the transitions and the scenarios were just a bit jumpy for me, but there's a lot for us to discuss. So as I usually and always say, number one, something is in my eye. But yeah, as I usually and always say, number one, if you haven't yet subscribed, be sure to subscribe and defo join the family. Also be sure to follow me on my Instagram and also on my Twitter at SNITCH. And number 3, as I usually and always say, please get cozy and comfy with a lovely drink. Today, I actually have a green juice. Sip, sip, you know the vibes. And let's get into today's review. So let's start off with Adam and Arabella having a conversation, pretty much talking about her bestie calling her, I think her bestie, I forgot her bestie's name, let me not even pretend, but her bestie called her yesterday, you know, the family and the friends via Zoom, and how much she was just speaking about, oh, Adam is so your type, and oh my gosh, like everyone just loves you and everything. I'm going to get into Adam and Arabella later on, but everything that I said before still stands, i.e. I just don't know if he's really into her. I can't get that kiss where he pulled away from her like she was literally the Grinch. I can't get that out of my head. And also on top of that, like when they have conversations and when they speak, I feel like a lot of the time, Adam looks like he's saying the right things, but he just looks so zoned out with it. And I did say this as well, was that in the beginning, I felt like Arabella was grafting way too hard, way too quick for him. And I can't read Adam. And we mentioned this on the live as well. We can't read the guy, so I don't know. Do you guys think he likes her? Let me know down below. Moving on to Georgia and Anton having a conversation about her bestie, you know, Olivia. You know, my best friend, Olivia Atwood, yeah. But she was talking about the entire situation again. I'm about to get into that later on as well, because you know that Josh and her have a conversation. And the truth of the matter is, we've been on this storyline for 5 days. Maybe even 6, because this storyline definitely started on Sunday, and every single day we still keep seeing this storyline resurface. If you are so intentional and you care so much about your Anton and this and that, you shouldn't care about the opinions of other people, and you most certainly shouldn't care about the opinions of Josh, because Josh is clearly the only one who is saying what everyone else is thinking, but is too shy to say to you, which I also don't understand why, but don't worry, we'll get into that shortly as well. Moving on to Sophie and Josh having a conversation. They were speaking to Jess and Callum, and Sophie was of course saying that, you know, my sister does really like you now, but in the beginning with the Joanna situ, she wasn't really here for it. But of course, she also mentioned the fact that Georgia keeps speaking about Josh. Like, she was just like, honestly, your name literally is in her mouth. She keeps saying that we're trying to push them down so that we can come up, but we're already up. Literally, just like, we're already up. Like, I don't know what she's doing. I don't know this. I don't know that. And it's true. Like, I did say this, although I don't feel like I want any. This sounds really weird, but I don't want any couple to win, because even with the win, I don't understand, and I'm not really understanding, sorry, the capacity of the win, and if it's going to be like the usual wins, but I don't know. But if I could choose a couple to win, I would actually pick Sophie and Josh, and that's only because this week they have sold me, okay? They have honestly sold me. I feel like they have been very open, very truthful, very blunt, very straightforward, where other people in the villa haven't even been able to speak up. So I wouldn't mind Sophie and Josh, you know, taking a prize. Now let's move on to George and Tobes having a conversation. Of course, you guys know Danny Dyer is, I think, George's best mate. They were actually on the same season, but George's best mate in the villa, and you know, the whole exclusive conversation came up. The truth of the matter is that George, as we like to say, she wanted Toby to confirm that they were girlfriend and boyfriend. She was just like, you know, Danny, you know, you remember Danny, yeah. So obviously, listen to this, Tobes, listen, yeah. I was talking to Danny, and like, honestly, she was just asking this exclusive thing, like, what does it even mean? Like, what does it even mean? And then Tobes was just like, yeah, like, it means that we're locked in. And she's just like, yeah, but what does that mean? It means what he said, aka he's not ready to make it official inside the villa because he hasn't met your family, and he made that point very clear as well. So I knew she wasn't pleased, but she shouldn't try and push for something that isn't there yet. Now, moving on to Jess and Callum having a conversation about her bestie, of course, mentioning the fact that the public and other couples and other family members have spoken about Molly and Callum reuniting. And of course, Callum was just pretty much reassuring her that, you know, that chapter is completely closed and there's no way that that rekindling is ever going to happen. But it definitely does form part of the next storyline, which we're going to see with the whole palaver with Arabella for no reason speaking about her bestie. Anything else? Oh, I'll quickly speak about Molly and Callum also having a conversation about her bestie, and also Nelly being, you know, her little dog was all up in the frame. Initially before the next scene happened, I did say, oh, I felt like that possibly would have been a good time for Molly to maybe tell Tom, like, oh, by the way, this is what they're saying, by the way, and laugh it off. But then at the same time, when she gave her reasoning to Arabella in the following scenes, I was like, you know what, it's true. She didn't feel like it was necessary to tell him because she actually finds the situation quite irrelevant, and she doesn't feel like it's something that does need to be brought up. But we're going to get there, because Arabella, Tom, Georgia and Anton were having a conversation about their families and their friends, and oh yeah, it was so great speaking to and then Arabella, big mouth Arabella, and I'm saying that because, guys, if you know me, you know my viewpoints, and if you're subscribed, you know that we're kind of on the same level when it comes to the majority of the things that I say in these reviews. It was not Arabella's place to say, oh yeah, by the way, oh my gosh, did you hear? Like, oh my gosh, it wasn't just mine, it was you, it was you, it was you. Literally like 3 people that called in were speaking about how much Molly and Cal need to get back together. And what was really weird was, number one, I don't understand why that conversation came up, because why are you speaking about the babe when she's not even there? Number 2, I also don't understand why that conversation came up and what the purpose of that topic was. And also number 3, you then said, oh, when Tom now started getting irritated, like, oh no, like honestly, like, Tom, listen to me, yeah, I was literally with Mo, which, you know, Mo's my best mate in this villa, and generally speaking, like, she honestly is so happy with you. Okay, so why did you bring that up? You knew that was going to irritate him, so why did you bring it up? Why did you bring it up? That's all. Like, when the scene was going on, I just said, no, why did she bring that up? Like, the guy's irritated now because you decided to bring up information that even the person he's in a couple with didn't even feel the need to tell him just yet. And even if she wanted to, it's not your place to continue that conversation. Am I not making sense here? Because I don't understand why Arabella's done that. That doesn't make any sense to me. Of course, he then said, you know, if that's the situation, then boy, I don't want any part of it. Because yeah, if there's even a small 1% chance that she's still into Callum, then that's going to be completely muggy. Sorry guys, I need to oil my scalp. So I don't know why my scalp is so dry and it's itchy. Okay, cool. Next, moving on to Molly now asking Arabella, you know, what exactly was that about? Because she could sense that there, of course, was tension in that corner. And she was saying that, oh, you know what, I did tell him. And Molly was like, but why did you do that? And she was just like, well, Molly, wait, like, Molly. And Molly was like, no, but honestly, like, why did you tell him? Like, if I wanted to tell him, I would have told him, and I didn't feel the need to tell him because I felt like it was unnecessary information, because I've been telling you that that entire Callum situation and that door is closed. And it's true, at the end of the day, Molly didn't need to be topic of discussion in that discussion. She didn't need to be the topic. And on top of that, if anything, why wouldn't you have pulled your friend to the side to tell her, oh, by the way, I'm going to, even if it doesn't even make any sense, she just didn't need to do it. She didn't need to pull Molly to the side to tell her. She didn't need to tell her overall. That's just it, because it's not her place. It was never her place, and it was just very uncalled for and very irrelevant. Like, doesn't make sense. Of course, everyone else was also speaking about it as well, and how maybe Tom just feels really mugged off about the situation. And then Arabella all of a sudden made the situation about her and was just like, she walked off like, no, this is ridiculous, Miles. I'm not losing my bestie over this. I'm not moving my bestie over this. Okay, but yeah, you are, because what you done didn't make any sense. If someone can make it make sense down below, I will Monzo you £10 after this review is done. If you can explain to me the reasoning behind Arabella telling Tom Molly's business and the public's business regarding her and her ex, I will send you £10. I promise. Okay, cool. Now let's move on to Molly and Tom now having a conversation. She pulled in for a chat pretty much to explain her side and made it very clear that there is nothing going on between them. At the same time, both Callum and Jess were also having a conversation about it as well, and was literally just saying like there was just no substance between them, so there's no need for her to worry, or him to worry, sorry. And the truth is like, I feel like just as they said it, maybe it is a fairy tale storyline that the public would have liked. Like, oh my gosh, they're exes that entered the villa and now they found love again, and it sounds cute, but it's not reality. So everyone just needs to take a chill pill and just relax. And on top of that as well, you can clearly see it's just making things awkward for them in the villa when they've actually spent the last 5 weeks trying to build a bond that allows them to tolerate each other literally being in the same space. So They did end up squashing it, but I actually do really like Molly as well. I do think Molly's quite level-headed and very straightforward. And obviously Tom does really like her as well. So they did end up squishing it, and you can tell they like each other. I mean, people say that they find Molly and Tom boring. If anything, I think Tom is boring. I think Molly gives us all the personality that we need, really, and I like her. Now let's move on to Josh pulling Georgia H for a chat. And once again, this storyline has resurfaced, and I just don't understand why, but pulled her for a chat pretty much to just speak about how things are, what's going on. And of course, Georgia was just like, listen, I spoke to Liv, right? And Liv mentioned that, honestly, also, she actually doesn't think you've been a good friend to me. Like, you haven't been loyal. You haven't had my back in here, Josh. Like, you haven't done this. You haven't done that. And Josh pretty much was just like, babe, I have my own opinion. And then Georgia was just like, yeah, but why does that opinion with Anton always have to be negative? Why do you do? But the question is, why do you care? That's it. That's it. That's all someone needs to answer in that villa, and hopefully it will get her to stop talking. Because when the storyline started again, I literally just said, let's mute this girl's mic forever. Please. Because left to Georgia, she will drag this storyline down even up to the last minute of this season of Love Island All Stars. Guys, she needs to honestly just let it go. She then mentioned at the end as well that Josh was saying everything that he has been saying, which is that, honestly, my opinion shouldn't matter. So why you're so triggered lets me know what I'm saying makes sense. But she was just like, oh yeah, by the way, isn't it interesting how, like, even when I spoke to Liv, she didn't mention the fact that 70% of the villa was speaking about me. Like, don't you think that's something that she would mention? Stop trying to do up Olivia Pope with your investigations, babe. We don't care. Okay? I'm so sorry, guys. That sounds so heartless, but I'm just so over the storyline. We've literally heard it for the past 5-6 days. I don't understand why she's not bored of thinking about it. Next, and shout out to Josh for putting her in her place, because it's not every day. Callum and Molly now having a conversation, and he was speaking about the situation and how much they are really good friends. I really love the fact they are very mature with the breakup, if that makes sense. Some exes can't tolerate each other. Like, I know people be like, oh my gosh, I wish my ex the best. I don't. I wish you the life that you deserve, whatever that means. But I do love the fact that, you know, Callum is rooting for her and Tom, and she's also rooting for, I shouldn't have said that. And she's rooting for him and Jess as well. Now, moving on to Georgia S now speaking to Georgia H about the exclusive thing. All I'm going to say is that she needs to rest. But of course, they were having a conversation. And she was just like, listen, yeah, I literally pulled toes for a chat. And I was just like, what does exclusive even mean? Like, what does that even mean? And Georgia was just like, I think exclusive is the level just before girlfriend and boyfriend. And then obviously Georgia S was pretty much saying she's not an exclusive babe. They're either together, i.e. girlfriend and boyfriend, or they aren't. And then she then ended up asking Anton, are we exclusive? And Anton was like, yeah, of course we're exclusive. And then she was just like, oh, okay then. And he was just like, okay, do you want to be my girlfriend? Awkward silence. Awkward silence. Everyone in the villa popped up. Everyone's looking. Everyone's like, oh my God, the answer just awkward silence. So awkward. But on top of that, is chivalry dead or something? Because you're actually asking me to be your girlfriend with bread in your mouth. You're asking me to be your girlfriend with bread in your mouth. Just talking. Don't leave me my girlfriend. I'm actually so unserious, but I was just thinking, wait, what? How did we get here? So I guess they low-key became official unofficially, which was really strange. But yeah, pretty much Georgia S just really wants Toby to ask her to be his girlfriend, and he's just not there yet. Now let's move on to the night time. Not much to discuss, so let's move on to the morning time. So a few chats from the morning. We'll start off with Jess. Bless her, she was really worried. She was just like, obviously, I think what me and Cal have going is really good, but I just don't want to get in the way of true love. And I hear it, because I don't want, who wants to get in the way of true love? But at the same time, babe, even Cal, your babes has told you that it's nothing. Green juice tastes absolutely amazing. Just the kick that I needed. But yeah, bless her. I do really like Jess. I think she's really sweet. Moving on to Arabella, she was speaking about the whole Molly situation, and that if she didn't say anything, she would have, even if Molly didn't say anything to Tom, she felt like Tom should have heard it from her bestie in the villa. Your reasoning is all the way left. That makes no sense. I'm so sorry. Considering it's so deep, as in the situation is so deep, speaking about her ex that she was with for almost 4 years, and you're saying, I just think because I'm her bestie, it should have come from me. No, it should have come from Molly. What's not clicking, babe? I don't understand. Tom, of course, was saying that she has given, she as in Molly, has given him no reason for him not to trust her. Josh was saying once again that, you know, he's bored of the Georgia hate situation, and we're bored too. Okay, this is why I said I actually just want Josh and Sophie to win, because they actually just don't care. Like, they actually do not care. And then Georgia H was saying that the friendship won't progress past this villa, and that's fine. And in all honesty, if I was in Josh's position and shoes as well, I don't think I would care, because yeah, if this is why you want to be crying because I'm calling you out on something that I see as my opinion, then we don't need to be friends. Now, moving on to Tom now pulling Callum for a chat. Callum said, of course, that is fully done and that they are very happy for each other and one another. And Callum was also given, you know, putting in a good word for Molly to Tom, which I actually thought was quite cute as well. And we'll get into that later as well, because we do know that Molly ends up giving Tom a lot more reassurance, which solidifies their relationship and I guess the connection that they have between one another as well, which is quite cute. Now, moving on to Adam and Arabella, not much to discuss other than they were speaking about the Molly situation. And I just felt like Adam is what, I don't know, guys. You guys already know how I feel about Arabella and Adam, but if anyone had common sense in that villa, I would say exactly what I'm saying right now, which is it just wasn't your place. But Adam was just like, yeah. And Arabella's like, yeah, I don't want to lose my friend over this. But I just felt like not everything that you feel needs to make sense. It wasn't your place, full stop. Now, moving on to the nighttime. Not much to discuss other than the fact that when they were getting ready, Georgia H was spraying and smelling her spiritual spray. I keep telling you guys that we've been watching Juju in 4K. And it's just the louds. I have not seen anyone pull out a Bible in that video yet. But someone is coming to tell me that they're spraying spiritual spray. All right. But of course, Molly and Callum were having a conversation about her opening up more and also trying to reassure Tom a lot more as well, just based on the entire situation. And once again, it was really cute with them, I guess, encouraging one another. And yeah, not really much to discuss there other than he told her to he told her to ask him to be her boyfriend, aka Tom. But I'm not trying to be funny. That's just me. I believe that genuinely is a man's job. Like, females that be proposing to their men, kudos to you, strongest soldiers in the world. Now, moving on to Georgia H and Anton. Guys, this scene was so weird. Like, it was so, I remember I even tweeted, I literally said, no, guys, what just happened? And people were replying like, no, honestly, what just happened? They were literally on the beanbags and they were kissing, you know, smooching. The mics weren't muted, which was very uncomfortable to listen to. But they were smooching. And then I think she all of a sudden pulled back and she was just like, oh my gosh, like, you're really like, oh, this is a bit TMI, but you're really suctioning the lips, aka like when he kisses, he really does a little suction. And Anton just made a slight joke like, oh, okay, go kiss someone else. All of a sudden, Georgia pushes him off her. Oh no, this is what I mean about you. Well, I think I even wrote it down. What did she say? Yeah, she said, so this is what I mean about you. Sometimes I feel like you can be judgmental towards me. And Anton was just like, wait, me? And she was like, yeah, you're just selfish. Anton was like, me? I'm judgmental. I'm selfish. Like, almost as an insult. You're insulting me. Me, I'm selfish? How did we get here? How on earth did, and she was just like, yeah, you know what, oh, this whatever, oh, this and that. So Anton obviously got very irritated because he was just like, wait, how did we even get from A to B? And now you're giving me chewed in the process. It's not making any sense. So then she was just like, oh, you know what, let's just go back to everyone else, maybe to try and lighten the mood. And he was just like, yeah, you go. Anton was like, yeah, you go. I'm waiting here. No, like, that's pissed me off, bro. That's pissed me off. Yeah, guys, I didn't understand how we got there. They literally went from kissing and having a good time to fighting and arguing in the space of minus 0.1 seconds. If that doesn't tell you all that you need to know, okay, I don't know what to tell you. It's what we've been singing since this coupling started, okay? That's all I'm gonna say. Now, of course, they ended up getting a text about the hideaway being open and different people did cast their votes, but eventually they ended up giving it to Adam and Arabella. I was screaming because Adam wore some like really blue boxers and it had flecks in gold on the bum, and apparently, or allegedly anyway, not apparently, it's true, it's not alleged, it actually is facts, but his boxing name, you guys know he actually does fight apparently. That one is apparent because I don't actually know if he does. But anyway, his name is actually Flex. So that was actually quite funny. But of course, when they're on the hideaway, they were speaking about their journey and how much they are happy with one another and everything like that. Of course, a lot of the islanders were, you know, insinuating that it was going to go down in the hideaway. But we don't know. I won't be surprised because I think even Adam said in his confessionals that she's going to have the sight of her life and the time of her life or something like that. So, oops, very interesting. Of course, at night as well. So Anton wanted to try and speak to Georgia H whilst they were in bed. And then she was just like, I'm just tired of arguing, Anton. I'm just over it. Like, I'm just tired of it. And Anton was just like, we're not even arguing. Like, what exactly is up? Like, what exactly is the problem? And then Anton pretty much said, F this. He took his mic and he went to go sleep on one of the other beds outside. And then she turned to someone else in the room and they were like, what happened? And she was just like, he just keeps arguing. Like, I just don't. But you're the one that caused the argument, because Anton was actually quite cool with you until you pushed him off on the kiss. So, guys, honestly, it's everything that I said it was going to be. AKA, I don't think Georgia is actually interested in Anton, and she's looking for, she's never been, but she's looking for small ways to try it and like, oh my gosh, no, like, we're not compatible, we're not this, we're not that, because the outburst today didn't make any sense whatsoever. And now she's painting it out like, oh, Anton is always arguing, but you're the one who started the argument. So it honestly goes back to what I've been saying for the past couple episodes anyway, that she didn't like him in the first place. And I feel like even if she did like him, she had to settle for him because there was no one else in the villa giving her or giving them her time of day. Okay, cool. Anything else other than, no, we did get a glimpse of Sunday night, and they are bringing every single islander who was dumped this season back into the villa. I think they said the islanders are back for judgment. So I'm quite intrigued to see how the win is going to be for this season and how the win is going to be planned and are the public going to vote. Like, it's all a bit weird. Yeah, so we'll see how Sunday goes. But yeah, guys, that's all I had to say for today's episode. Very interesting. I don't really know how I feel about it because it just felt like it was different scenes all in one. But yeah, that's all I have to say. And as always, I'd love to know what you guys thought of today's episode in the comment section below. As always, if you haven't yet subscribed, be sure to subscribe and definitely join the family. Also, I think I already said this in the beginning. If I didn't, I'm saying it now. I think we're going to go on live on Monday instead of Sunday. Or should we do 2 lives? I don't know. I'll think about it and post it in the community tab on my channel. So if you're not subscribed, be sure to subscribe so you know what's up and what's popping all the time. But yeah, guys, that's all I have to say for today's review. And thank you so much for your love and also for your support. We have 2 more reviews and then we are done. And yeah, we kick off Love is Blind over the weekend as well. So we got a lot of work to do. But yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. Please take care, stay blessed, have a lovely weekend, and I shall see you on Sunday. Bye.